There's room for everything in pro wrestling.
Give me 2 hours on TBS with this crew, and we'll take Raw down.
When's the last time we were truly worked?
Like TLC, it's just overdone. And Hell in the Cell's going the way of that too.
It's whatever at this point. Goldberg's in the Hall of Fame. That made it irrelevant at that point.
So that's your soundbite right there, folks.
Rammer Jammer and drop the hammer, and the award for the best wrestling podcast goes to the Bammer Slammer. We're glad to have you guys here tonight. If you're watching us live on our Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/SmackDraw, please don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe, and click that bell. Also, if you're watching us on our YouTube, or any of our replays, make sure you do the same thing. Like, comment, subscribe, click the bell. So every time we post a new video, you'll get notified immediately. We post stuff every single week on our channel. This is the very first inaugural edition of the Bammer Slammer in the year of 2022, in the year of our Lord. I'm going to introduce you to our esteemed panel, and appropriate for this first episode. Over here to my right, he is one of the founders of the SmackDraw podcast and brand. You can hear him every week on our Rewind show with RN. They'll discuss various pro wrestling topics and news, as well as some recaps. He's also the doppelganger of Eric from the Viking Raiders, and he's our resident AEW shill. Welcome back to the Bammer Slammer, Mr. Kyle Tyson. Kyle, Happy New Year, sir.
Happy New Year's, my friend. Spoiler alert, AEW clean sweep all awards. Just kidding, man. I'm not that big of a shill.
No, he's not, and none of us are big shills about anything. We try to keep things as objective as we can. We just want good pro wrestling, people. Is that too much to ask? Anyway, right. And down here underneath Kyle and down across from me, he is one of the co-hosts here on the SmackDraw brand as well. Like I said, you can hear him and Kyle recap the week of wrestling on the Rewind show, which airs every weekend. He's also the dog kennel master, the mean jelly bean mixer, the man of 1,000 rants. Check out his Mute RN videos. He's the Triple H to my HBK. It's time to play the RN game. RN, Happy New Year, sir.
Happy New Year, Bama. Again, an excellent intro from the most professional wrestling podcaster, BamaDave, for sure.
I appreciate that. Guys, we are dressed to the nines tonight because it's award season. So just kick off. Do you guys watch any award shows religiously every year? Any of them?
I actually just dropped off watching a award show. With that, it's funny because here I am hosting one and I'm about to dog award shows. Now, when I was younger, I liked the MTV movie awards.
Right.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed those. I never got into the Academy Awards or anything like that.
I've never seen a whole episode of the Oscars ever.
Yeah.
I watch a lot more now. My girlfriend, she's kind of into those, but I honestly, they become a little bit too political. I can't believe I'm actually saying that.
They have been.
And then also too, I don't ever see people like me win, so it's there's no reason for me to really watch. So.
Hey, Denzel won Best Actor, and Halle Berry's won a couple. So
yeah, that was we were kids.
Yeah, we were kids. That's true.
40.
That's true. Although, what's her name from The Help? She played the housekeeper who saved the baby's life. What was her name?
Oh yeah, what is it?
She's won a couple in recent. Yeah, she's really talented. She's phenomenal. All right, but anyway, tonight, as stated, is our 2021 Smacked Raw Award Show. We'll also be inducting the first ever inductees into our Smacked Raw Hall of Fame. Kyle, our fearless leader, a lot of this came out of your brain. Why don't you set up tonight how it's going to go and what to be expected?
All right, so. I'm like a one-trick pony. What was that phrase that always got tossed around that Eric Bischoff had? Was
I'm back.
No, what was his thing? What was it? Like controversy equals cash.
Controversy creates cash.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So I kind of share that mentality. So anytime I can come up with a show idea designed to make people fight, I'm gonna lean towards that. So.
Shameless plug, unpopular wrestling opinions. It's a must-watch show.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Right. Bringing it back. Okay, so simple thing here. Instead of polling various social medias and trying to tally up all of these votes, I figured, you know what? Let's do like the Academy Awards. Let ourselves be the panel awarding these awards. However, to drum up controversy, we haven't told each other any of our picks.
Nope.
So we all have our own personal picks, and what we'll do is we'll read them on air together. And here are the rules. If Any 2 picks line up, 2 to 3 picks, that one wins the award hands down. It's done.
No
In
brainer.
the event that all 3 of us have a different pick, at that point we will debate with each other, we'll fight, we'll toss furniture until one person concedes and decides to change their pick to another vote, creating the official winner. So that's how these awards will be decided tonight on air. And then we're also going to have a similar fashion for our Hall of Fame one. So, by the way, really quick, we probably should have figured this out before we started airing. We're doing 3 picks a piece, but only 6 get through, right? Is correct? Is that what I remember?
That is correct.
Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, and similar fashion here. But with the Hall of Fame picks, this one's going to be a little bit more silly. This one's not really meant to cause any fights.
Right.
These are just our picks of pro wrestlers and personalities that we've covered throughout the last year that have helped garnish some of the funnest sound bites and reactions.
So positive or negative, that's the reason they're getting in. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. This isn't necessarily like picking who we think are like our Mount Rushmore pro wrestling of 2021. No, this is our personal babies here.
This is the entertainment
correct
wing of
yes
the WWE Hall
they
of
were
Fame.
celebrity wing.
They were integral parts of our episodes in the past year, therefore they get time in our Hall of Fame.
Yeah, so that's how tonight's gonna go.
Awesome.
But I'm gonna let Bama's gonna run ship though. I'm here for the run.
Well, first of all, are we going to do the Hall of Fame before we do the awards, or what's the order you want to do, Kyle?
In my mind, I had it topping the night off.
Okay, let's top the night off with it. I like it.
I was looking too, because in case we're fighting and choking each other out, that'll kind of release some of it.
We can bring it back.
If we're choking each other out, then good Lord. All right. Well, let's start this out then. Okay, so let's just get this out of the way before we do it. Also, guys, if you want to help our show financially and help us keep producing great content like this, there's 2 things you can do. You can go to our PayPal, which is paypal.me/SmackDraw, and that will allow you to give us a one-time donation. Or you can head over to our Patreon, which is patreon.com/SmackDrawPodcast. We have 4 different subscription tiers over there. The Entitled tier for $1, Bammer Slammer tier for $5, Rewind tier for $10, and our Elite tier for $25. You can see over to the right side all the different stuff. Depending on how much you give every month, you'll get additional each one of those things on the side. If you do the Elite tier, that's where we'll start advertising for your brand. We'll put your logo on our screen on our shows, and we'll give you a shout out and let everybody know what you're up to. But the most important thing is all of the proceeds from our Patreon and our PayPal do not line our pockets. They go right back into the show for equipment purposes, subscription purposes, just to help us keep producing great content for your ears and for your eyes. And either way, we're good. So please make sure that you subscribe. And again, if you want to help us out financially, we would greatly appreciate it. These guys are awesome. It's a privilege and honor to be with them, working with them. And so I promise you, the better you take care of us, the better we're going to take care of you. Amen, boys?
Amen.
Amen, Bama.
All right, let's go now. Here we go. Let's kick things off, guys, first with where everybody has to begin before they make their rise to eventually become a Hall of Famer. They got to break out. So let's go Breakout Star of the Year category first.
All right. I'll kick us off. Here.
Okay.
I tried not to look through it through rose-tinted glasses, but the name I did come up with in Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker's my pick to get in.
Okay.
Breakout Star of the Year.
Okay.
I guess. All right, I'll go. I'll pick Carmelo Hayes.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. Are we giving any reasons why, or are we just gonna go?
I picked Carmelo Hayes. I mean, because to me, I mean, I know everybody's on the Braun Breaker train, but to me, the most complete package and the person that's made the biggest jump from jobbing to Adam Cole to being arguably the best player on NXT 2.0 in 6-7 months. I mean,
right.
To me, he's the standout of 2.0 to me.
Yeah, with my pick, I wanted to go with Hook. I really did.
I thought about Hook too.
I wanted to jump with the IWC, but he only did have 2 matches last year.
Yeah.
I very much probably think if his momentum keeps the same, he's already in the early running for Breakout Star of 2022.
Oh, I think it's gonna be an easy win. I think it's gonna be an easy win, probably. Yeah.
But Braun Breaker, NXT 2.0, a big just pile of crap. Honestly, for the rebrand of the show, Braun Breaker had people talking about him from episode 1.
Yeah.
That momentum never slowed down all the way now to NXT champion and black and gold killer.
Yeah.
I feel like that he did break out. I hear where RN's coming with Carmelo, but Carmelo did job out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Braun Breaker never really jobbed out. The only losses he's had, he's got his win back. You know, so that's why I ended up going with him.
All right. Mine kind of started to break out at the end of 2020, but 2021 was her year. She became a 2-time Knockouts champion. She retired the legend Jazz. She beat ODB, Thunder Rosa, Taya Valkyrie, Rosemary twice, Lady Frost, and Hall of Famer Melina at NWA's Empower. And she's also the current reigning AAA Reigns champion. I'm going Deonna Purrazzo.
Ooh. She was actually she was mine too, and
I had no clue who she was. I had no clue what any of her matches were about. But then by midway through 2021, she was on the tip of everybody's tongue. You couldn't shut up about her. So I have to go with Deonna.
She showed up a lot in my balance. So let me just put it like that.
Yeah. So
the thing.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna have a hard time being swayed for you boys. I'm not gonna lie, only because I haven't really followed Deonna Purrazzo outside of her one loss she had to
Mickie James.
Mickie James. So I can't find myself siding with Bama, and I just shot down why I said Braun Breaker beat out Carmelo Hayes. I feel like I'm stuck on this one.
Okay.
I could probably be swayed, Bama, but my thing is like, actually, you know what? I'm gonna let you have this one. I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna change my vote. I'll go with Deonna Purrazzo.
You're gonna go with Deonna?
God damn it, Bama! Oh man,
I just want to make sure she gets on this, gets an award on this.
Well, I will.
You didn't even give me a chance to bribe you already. You said Bama. You said
your
Bama.
first mistake was picking Braun Breaker. We all know how I feel about Braun Breaker.
Look, man.
There was nothing you could do. As soon as you dug in on that, it was over for you. It wouldn't.
Man.
Well, it would.
Bama had picked.
I do it.
If Bama had picked Taz or something, I probably would have switched, bro.
No. What breakout on commentary? He's been doing that for 20 years.
That's what I'm saying.
No. You
had me at not Braun Breaker.
It would have been a fight either way. My runner-up.
Not Braun Breaker.
It would have been a fight either way because I was torn between her and Jade Cargill.
Oh,
so
man.
it was
fantastic. No. Yeah, Jade was up there too.
Yeah, so that was tough. All right, so we'll go. I get Deonna. I'm excited. Thank you. All right, next category. Most improved of the year. So this is a category of the person that they were either in the lower card or they were even mid card or even top of the card, but somewhere along the year they made a change or they just got better in the ring or they had a character gimmick change or better on the stick, whatever. But by the end of the year, they were undeniably much improved from the beginning of 2021 to the end of it. So, okay,
never mind. You go ahead. I started last one.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go Jonathan Gresham.
Wow.
I mean, he was. Even Kyle, who doesn't know much about Ring of Honor, like he knows about Jonathan Gresham. I feel like he was the Ring of Honor pure champion for most of the year. Closed out the year finally winning the world title and just had a world title defense on Hard to Kill. So like, I mean, to me, he's always been one of my favorite wrestlers. But like this year, I feel like he took that extra leap.
Yep.
To be an elite wrestler, and especially coming from Ring of Honor that comes on at most places 1 to 2 o'clock in the morning on Saturdays or Sundays where nobody's fucking watching.
Right.
So just for him being able to still have his name out there and still be in the people's minds on Twitter and just on the internet in general, like to me that he definitely deserves this award.
Yeah, that's hard to argue with. I'm going a guy that dramatically improved in the ring, but he also I don't know how it's possible, but he got even better on the stick this year. MJF.
Okay.
I mean,
all right. No, that's intriguing.
From the matches he had with with Sammy last year, but the match he had with Chris Jericho was great. The match he had with Darby Allin is one of my matches of the year. That was insanely good, and of course he's schooled Punk every single promo battle they've had. So anybody
not wrong.
Anybody that can do that, I mean, I'll be honest. I don't think he could have done that in 2019, but in 2021 he sure can. So MJF's my pick.
See, MJF for me has always kind of just been either like hanging around top of the card or top card, so I don't feel like the improvement's too insane. I just think he leveled up. I think the person who deserves the most improved wrestler of the year, started out as the butt of a joke in 2020, and now is teetering with and bumping into a lot of the elite of their division. I'm talking about Liv Morgan. She was directionless in the beginning of 2020. She had nothing solid in plan for her, and it was a slow swell of support online that started to shimmer through on WWE's television. All the way up until the point now where she was having main title feuds with Becky Lynch. I feel like Liv is the most improved wrestler of 2020.
It's gonna come down to you, Bama, because I disagree with both y'all wholeheartedly. I disagree with the MJF one is not as egregious because like Kyle said, like I don't look at him as like he did get better. He definitely got better in the ring, but he's already to me like upper echelon main event star. So like I didn't even consider him in this category.
And the reason I say this is because the in ring was the most dramatic, but it's like literally,
absolutely.
But
I agree. I agree with everything you said. I really do.
But like for me, it's like okay, let's say the first promo of the year he had an 8 on it. The next one was an 8.2. The next one was an 8.4. But he just kept getting better every single time.
I said, I'm not.
But he didn't start around a 2 or a 3.
No, he didn't.
Like
no,
Liv
he didn't.
did.
No,
Liv is elevated from
where
the
it
2
is,
to the 8. Like
he didn't even start at a 5. He started at like an 8.5, 9.
Right. I 100% agree. And having said that, Kyle, I was torn between MJF and Liv Morgan, so you get the win on this one.
She was my number 2, honestly. Like I can't believe I even am saying that, but she really was my number 2.
Quick prediction. How long into 2022 will she finally taste gold? Either tag team or singles. How long into 2022?
Man,
I think it'll be like SummerSlam.
You think so?
If they're gonna do it, they'll pull the trigger by SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
I don't think it'll be Mania because I don't think she's big time enough for that just yet.
No.
But I definitely see her getting, like I said, like she's not my cup of tea, but you can definitely see the improvements on the mic and in ring compared to the Riot Squad stuff and just her elevation up the card. Like I said, she really was my number 2. Like I said, even though she's not my cup of tea, but I was being as objective I could be, and like for this category in general, like you can't deny that the improvement that she's shown in ring
100%
and on the mic 100%. Like you just, whether you like her or not, you can't deny that.
Love it. Okay. Next one. This is most popular of the year. So all throughout the year of 2021, this person got the loudest cheers, most over as a babyface, loved by the crowd across the whole year. Most loved superstar or pro wrestler, wherever the brand are determined of the whole year. This time, is it my turn or who started last?
No, well, I wanted to ask.
Okay, go ahead.
In my mind, when you set out the most popular heel / faces, there shouldn't have been a turn, right, in 21.
Correct.
Okay. Because that would be so weird.
Or they turned from heel to babyface, and by the end of the year they were the most popular. You could have done that, but
all right, I'm gonna go with my pick, man.
Okay.
And y'all can start telling. You can all start the shill chants, but the most over babyface I think wins by a landslide is Hangman Page. Wherever this dude goes, we might as well just
stop right there because I picked him too. So.
Hangman for the win! Yes, for the win.
All right, I had him. I had him at third.
Who are your picks though?
I based it on pop reaction. Number 1 pop of the whole year, arguably over and over again, was CM Punk.
Right.
So,
yeah, but hey, at the same time, anywhere he goes, cowboy shit echoes through the place.
Yeah,
right.
I was there.
I'm not mad at it at all.
I was there live at Fight for the Fallen, where he lost that 5-on-5 Dark Order Elite match. Trust me, the crowd was swelled up.
Yep.
Glad to see my Rewind co-host here has my back. Yes.
I mean, you guys. I mean, y'all know I'm not the AEW guy, but like, I love Hangman, and I love y'all. Y'all also know that I'm a heel guy.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
But he's on the. I don't want to say he's a tweener, but he's on that he's just enough a dickhead kind of to where he's not the right here in whatever fucking city we're in today.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's still
he ain't gonna do that.
The drinking, the cussing, cowboy shit. Mm-hmm. I'm here for it. And to me,
he does his own thing. Everyone just loves it.
Right. And like I said, like CM Punk may have got bigger ones from where he started, like from here or there. But Cowboy consistently is an internet darling,
right?
Purist darling, AEW hater darling like myself. Like,
yeah,
he's clearly the most popular.
Yeah, I'm 100% fine with this one going to Hangman, and my number 2 was Edge. Because Edge blows the roof off the place every time his music hits. Everybody loves to see Edge come out. So
that's very true. No, Edge is up there. I would say
they love to see Edge come out, but then it's dead silent after everything starts. Man, come on.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm fine with Hangman winning. I'm absolutely fine with it. All right.
When I picked it, I was like, God damn. I already knew Kyle was going to pick it for sure.
Yep.
I'm like, I can't believe I'm actually picking Hangman.
Yeah, I'm fine with Hangman. All right, next category. Let's flip the coin. Most hated wrestler or superstar, whatever term you want to use. Most hated of the year by the crowd.
We should all have this.
I think this one's pretty easy, honestly.
This has to be unanimous.
Can I start this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Come on, guys, it's Cody.
Oh.
No. It's Cody, guys. He is hated by every company and by every fan on this planet. He is hated.
See, I didn't go by like real life. We hate you as a person.
What else you gonna go by? That's all you measure.
You go by the crowd chanting in every city, "Shut the F up." It's MJF.
MJF, literally.
Yeah, dude. He's the only one with a crowd chant that incorporates.
They love to chant that. They love him. It's real. Cody has real heat. That's what you got to measure. They don't want to see him. He
said he's not a heel, though. He says he's not a heel.
That makes him a heel. Okay. Here's the brilliance. Everybody's like, Cody, turn heel already so I can cheer you. That makes you not a heel.
Right.
He's a real heel. He's an actual heel.
Honestly, that's why I felt like he was too easy of an answer, and that's why I didn't pick him, because I don't hate Cody necessarily, the wrestler or the character. I hate Cody as a person because he is so damn.
So give him the award. Give him the award.
Listen, Mr. Kayfabe, I was going as Kayfabe.
This ain't Kayfabe, dude. They actually hate him.
Oh, just a side note. So far, Seb has agreed with Braun, Liv Morgan,
Hangman, but now he says Roman. But again,
Roman for the heel.
You can't be the most hated in the company if you're the number one merchandise seller. I'm sorry, you can't be. You can't be. No,
really, Roman's the biggest face. So I almost picked.
Yes,
I think
number
people
2 for that.
I think
people boo Roman just because they're scared if Vince hears them cheering, they'll make him come out with succotash promos again.
And people boo MJF because you're supposed to. It's cool. They don't actually hate him. They want to hear him talk. So
I think MJF is legitimately a punchable face and voice, man.
Absolutely.
I appreciate how good he is at getting real reactions out of people, but by no means does that make me like his character. His character is like a little pansy, like loudmouth dude you want to punch in the face. That's not a cool guy to cheer for. You know what I mean? Roman is.
I'll grant it. All right. You
don't have a choice.
I don't have a choice, but y'all are wrong. All right. This one I'm actually very interested to hear what you guys have to say. Rivalry of the year. What story between two people captivated you, compelled you, must watch TV every week? What was the best rivalry of this year? Kyle, we're back to you.
All right, man. Listen, God. Okay, look, we're going to stay on the same topic of AEW. I think it belongs there. I think they have the longest told story, like single story, whether if it was perfect or not. And that was the feud between Hangman Page and Kenny Omega. It started back in 2019 as a tag team.
Correct.
They were the second ever tag team champions.
Yep.
They watched Hangman's descent into alcoholism and self-doubt, just manifest and destroy their partnership. And then, Kenny Omega was that obstacle all year long, that unconquerable mountain that he had to topple. And that story played out. That's what got it for me.
I say over here in the chats, Seb says Rollins versus Edge. That was my number 3. That was a good story.
Go ahead and go, Bama.
I agree with Kyle. It's Hangman and Kenny Omega. But I will say I was very torn between that and Jericho MJF. That story was good. That story was real good. And they went 6 to 8 months on that one. So that was a really good story.
Well,
They botched the win-loss record though between those
Right.
guys.
Yep, and MJF should have retired him. That's what I say. Anyway,
Clean
Who was
sweep,
yours,
I
Aaron?
picked Hangman Omega as well.
Yay! Hey, look at that! All three of us.
triple crown.
All right.
I love it. Oh come! I mean, yeah, come on.
It was like-
It's the best story of the last 2 years.
Right, and
Easy.
That's, that's what because I wanted to go MJF and Jericho as well, and I wanted to do. I hated it, but I wanted to do Seth and Edge as two because it had so much piss and vinegar to
Yes,
it.
it
And I
did.
love that, but like
Yes, it did.
when you go back to it, like long-term story, this shit lasted almost 2 years.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
will he, won't he? And then add that on top of that, is Hangman ever going to get his title shot and all that mixed in
Right.
to the feud afterwards and everything? So, like, to me, it was a no-brainer. It was definitely Omega and Hangman.
Yeah, I definitely think it's the best rivalry of the year. Let me correct myself. It's definitely the best rivalry. I think it's hard not to say though the best story is Roman Reigns.
Oh, yeah, by far.
Yeah, Roman had a great story. He just didn't have any long-term rivalries of the
Right.
year.
Yeah.
You know, they were all very short.
Yeah, his longest
I
one.
thought about
His
the
longest
Edge.
his longest one is Brock, and it's 6 months. So
Right,
I
and
thought his
about
longest
the
one.
Edge
How
and
long
Daniel
was his
Bryan.
rivalry with Jay?
Jay was
that went a while.
Jay was 3 months. Daniel Bryan was like 4 months.
Oh wow.
KO was 3 months. Yeah, so he's had like all these little individual rivalries. The longest one lengthwise has been Brock Lesnar.
See, and that's why I didn't pick him, because after I started digging it, I was like, well,
Yeah.
it's got to be Roman
Yeah.
and somebody. I mean, clearly it has to be. And then, like you said, it was 3 here, 4 here, 3 here, 2 here. Like,
Yeah.
he didn't really have a long, sustained, fiery feud. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, like, that's why I ended up going with Hangman and Omega. Plus, I love Omega. So,
Yeah, don't want to chase too many rabbit trails, but do you guys want to see Seth beat him at the Rumble?
I do.
You know, Seth feels like the most credible guy.
Who knows Roman
is
better
the
than
In
Seth?
recent memory.
Who knows-
in recent memory.
Who knows Roman better than Seth? Nobody.
And then on top of that, you have the Paul Heyman factor. You have so many tools where you could get the belt off Roman and make it make sense.
Yeah.
That video that we watched is about as spot on as it can get as far as what should happen and how it's going to happen and what it is moving forward. Like, if they do anything other than that video we talked about, Kyle, like, it'll blow my mind if they do something besides.
I just don't want this to be a runoff. If Seth and Roman are going to engage, I want them to go for a year. I just don't want this to be a runoff. That's all. One-off.
I want it to be a one-off, because then when Seth gets traded back to SmackDown, then they'll have something to build off of.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, next category. Tag team of the year. No, easy explanation. What tag team? This was their year.
Oh man, this was tough for me because there's so many ways that we can now start, because you're up until this point, the parameters are pretty strict, you know.
Right.
But
Yep.
now we are starting to figure out what we value more.
Right.
You know, is it the amount of title reigns? Is it the amount of exposure? The amount of the work rate?
Quality of the matches? Yeah.
Dave Meltzer stars. I'm gonna go with who has been getting the most consistent reaction out of fans, who's been on TV the most, who has been, you know, a breath of fresh air. I think the tag team of the year honestly goes to RK Bro.
That's a good.
Yeah, Randy. I mean,
that's a good
they've
pick.
done a little bit of everything. They're on TV. They're featured frequently. They've proven they've had a story where Randy Orton had to allow himself to become vulnerable. They've consistently been funny, and they've won tag team championships and had decent matches. I mean, they've ticked, in my opinion, all the boxes of people worthy of an award.
Seb over here says Young Bucks. I don't acknowledge that. I'm kidding. RN, what's your pick?
I was torn on this one too, but I went with RK Bro as well. I mean,
Okay.
it just is what it is. Like, I mean, like you said, there was so many. There weren't even any real tag teams that had any sustained success through the year besides them and maybe the Usos. But
The Usos were my number one. RK Bro was my number two.
yeah, that Usos were my number two. And then, like I said, like, going back, like, a lot of their stuff was so mixed in with Roman shit, they didn't really have anything off to their own. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's
Right.
why I gave RKO the bump up.
Well, the reason I gave the bump to the Usos is because they defeated the Street Profits, the Mysterios, the Hurt Business, RK Bro, Drew McIntyre, and the Viking Raiders, and they beat the New Day twice. So, and arguably the Usos had the best tag matches in the WWE of the last year, and they had a title reign 2 months longer than RK Bro. So that's why I gave them
all of that.
That's why I gave them this. I gave them the slight edge, but RK Bro was like that was a 55-45 to me. That was a very close.
Well, also
match.
the only RKO's beat all those teams too, except for New Day, and that's because they're not on the same brand as them.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
Because that's what I was going through too when I was comparing them. Like, who have they beat? Who's made? And they did have a slightly longer reign, but that was only because they got back together before. Before RK Bro got together. But my thing was just like with RK Bro, like the consistency is there, and not even that, the will they, won't they break up part is always there. So like to me, they're a little bit more intriguing. They're a little bit more kind of propped up on their own. Whereas a lot of the Usos, I don't want to say success because they're maybe the greatest WWE tag team of all time if the New Day hadn't came around. But all their stuff is so wrapped up in the Bloodline storyline. Like, I don't think they had like a standalone feud that made them stick out like RK Bro was doing. So.
Oh my gosh. Riddle popped me so hard last night. That little awkward silence, and he goes, "Randy, you got pretty handwriting. Shut up." They popped me so hard. That was so funny.
Riddle's never pops me until he gets in the ring. Like, I love his in-ring style. Like, I don't think he gets enough credit for, first of all, how sound and snug he is, and for he wrestles a lot of his moves. He wrestles like a big man, and he's not. He's barely 6 feet, probably 100. If he's 200 pounds, they're lying. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't think he gets enough credit for how he can toss people around, how he can be a submission wrestler, how he can go high fly. Like, I really don't think he never gets the credit he really deserves for his in-ring talent because his character work is so out there and, like, hit or miss with everybody.
Right.
His in-ring kind of gets overlooked to me.
All right. RK Bro wins Tag Team of the Year, and well-deserved. Well-deserved. All right, now we're getting into these are probably going to be the tougher ones, and I think these are going to be a little bit longer discussions. We actually haven't debated very much, so I think we're about to. Female Wrestler of the Year. Female Wrestler of the Year. RN, you start this one.
I'm going Britt Baker.
Okay, why?
Well, first of all, she may have been AEW's #1 star for most of 2021, if you really want to be honest and get back to it. She got the biggest crowd reactions, even though she's a heel. Everybody in the damn building does the DMD when she does, even though they go right back to booing her. She's had, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's had decent matches. She's had a couple bangers.
That lights out match with Thunder Rosa is going to go down as an all-time favorite.
All-time favorite, for sure. Like I said, like, she is definitely one of the reasons why I stuck around. I only had a couple why I actually watched AEW, but she definitely was always one of them. Just her mic delivery and then her relationship with Tony Schiavone. I don't know. They need to use that more. Like, that to me is like one of the best things in wrestling.
Adam Cole's about to super kick him. You watch. He's about to.
Right. Right. You know what I'm saying?
It's
I love her having that, like, them having that, like, Mean Gene Hulk Hogan kind of relationship.
Yeah,
you know
it's true.
Like,
that's a great comparison. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
that's a great comparison.
That's really good.
That's the first thing that comes to my mind every time. So,
all right,
but yeah, Britt Baker's the one for me.
Kyle, I'm going to let you be the tiebreaker this time. My pick. She has the most wins of any any female wrestler in any promotion with 41 wins last year. She defeated just about every single woman on the WWE roster, as well as won the Royal Rumble and main evented and won at WrestleMania, Bianca Belair.
Okay.
Nice.
So, you guys know I'm an AEW shill.
Mm-hmm.
But even I went with Bianca Belair this year. So, Bianca gets the win.
Yes!
1 second. Hold on one moment.
Man.
Was she your number two? She was your number two?
She was my number 2.
There you go.
Britt Baker was my number 2.
Britt was my number 2.
Yeah, I just felt that Britt didn't reach that. I mean, come on now. Bianca main evented night 1 of WrestleMania.
And won the Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble win put it over for me. The Royal Rumble win put it over for me.
I honestly forgot about the Royal Rumble win. If I had remembered that, I probably would have picked her too. I totally forgot she won the Rumble.
And she entered it 2 and won it. Yeah. So she was in there over an hour. Yeah.
The only reason why I didn't pick her because I kind of felt she fell off after that loss to Becky.
Yeah.
I felt like she kind of took like a couple couple steps back.
And then she took one forward when she did the KOD to Dewdrop. That was a huge moment. Huge moment.
For sure.
Yeah. All right. So Bianca Belair wins that category. Next category. Oh, this one's going to be tough. Match of the year. What was the banger? What was the most memorable clash of 2021?
Oh man, this one. I think this is gonna draw blood for us, unless two of us just somehow lined up.
I'll tell you right now. I'm 51-49 on this. This was the hard.
I know you.
This was
I
the
know
hardest
you're not
one for
lining
me.
up with me, Bama. I know you and I aren't going to see eye to eye on this.
RN, why don't you start then?
All right, I got Walter Dragunov. I mean, Walter Dragunov.
Oh man, that was. I thought about it late. It's in my top 5, but it ain't my 1 or 2. That's a great match though.
Like I almost had some recently bias.
Yep.
And picked Brian and Hangman the first one.
Right.
It was right there for me, but like
right.
I had to go back and think like what match really had to set the fucking internet on fire.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't from one of the big two, and this was a fucking NXT UK match,
right? That
literally set the internet on fire. So to me, it was a no brainer for me on this one.
Right.
Yeah. So the Dragunov one, you might sway me if this comes to a 3-way tie, which I think it's going to, because that's in my top 3.
Okay.
But for me, when you have a match that's heralded as the greatest version of that match of all times, and you still have people debating it, that might classify as a match of the year. I'm going with the Young Bucks and Lucha Bros in the cage match that they had, and I don't know why all of a sudden the pay-per-view slipped in my mind. But it was all out Young Bucks, Lucha Bros. It had, not only did it have the action, you had the Lucha Bros finally conquer the Young Bucks. Everyone's been pining to see those the Bucks get those belts taken off of them. You had the crazy spots. For me, that was my match of the year.
I could not disagree more, but I'm not going to bury it. No psychology, no story, no selling. It's a terrible match.
Talking about they had to eat the pin.
That ain't selling.
That's
selling, man. You ate a pin.
They sold in that match. I'm sorry. It wasn't a lot, and it wasn't very long.
Okay, they sold. Okay, they gave the package pile driver 2 more seconds. I'll give you that. They gave it 2 more seconds. Oh, so bad. So bad. Oh my gosh, it is.
Hey, Seb's on my team again, by the way.
Of course he is, because he doesn't know psychology either. Anyway, this was a 51-49 split for me. It may come down to what we have as our runners up, but just my style of match and what I love in pro wrestling, from the entrances to the hitting of the bell to the story told in the match and what it set forth for their next 2 matches after it, I have to go Edge Seth Rollins at SummerSlam. I have to. I love that. The Brood entrance alone was like, all right, now it's a 9. Now it's a 9. And then when that bell rang by the end of it, they had a 10. It was match of the year. It was incredible.
So are you going to let me convince you, or am I going to let you? Because that is completely not on the list at all.
It wasn't even on my radar.
It wasn't even on my radar.
No offense, Bama, but well, then if you're going to go Brood, you need to go full Brood. You don't just cut from the Brood entrance halfway through.
Exactly. I hate when he does that. It pisses me off.
Go full Brood. One entrance or the other. Stop.
Exactly.
No, I do.
Trying
to just get 2 pops.
I agree with that. It's just what we all felt the moment we saw it happen. You're like, holy crap, he's actually doing it. So
it was pretty neat. But,
my number 2 was Hangman Kenny Omega. Hangman wins the title. That was my number 2.
See, that wasn't even on mine either. As great as it was, the match wise, it could have been better.
That was
my top three. My top 3.
The story sucked me in.
Was Bianca and Sasha at WrestleMania.
That was my number 4.
And then it was the Elio Dragunov versus Walter, just because that was
I'm fine
my
with it.
slam bang.
I'm fine with it. That was my number 5. I'm fine with it.
Yeah. And then my number 1, of course. I'm trying to think of oh man. Well, you know what? I want to win. So why am I trying to say it?
We're not keeping score.
I want to win. Everything's a competition, man. I need to win. No, you know what? It's hard, man. It's hard because you know what? Actually, I'm gonna flip. I'm gonna go with RN. You know why? Because both matches had crap like I love in matches,
Right.
but I also love MMA and real combat sports.
That was as real
And
as it could be.
That was
my
as real as
gosh.
you can get.
Woo.
His chest, just that shot of Dragunov's chest after the match, where it looked like he was bleeding inside his damn skin, and inside his chest, like I said, like that was for that being an NXT UK match. That's those other matches that y'all are saying, like those definitely could be, and that's like you kind of expect those from the players in those matches and the platforms that they were on. Right. But for these twice they might have had match of the year. You know what I'm saying? And
I agree.
NXT UK that hardly anyone watches. I can even admit I don't even really watch it that much. And normally I'm the obscure wrestling guy. And like, just for them to have two banger matches like that from that,
I'm not mad at it at all. At all.
Like I
mean, and also
if
it's going to be the final takeover, let it get an award of the year. You know what I mean?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Let them have that. And also, it ended with the rear naked choke, tapping out to a rear naked choke.
He made Walter tap, man.
His own move.
He made Walter tap.
His own move.
Unbelievable. Yeah,
sweet deal, man.
That says a lot though about the styles of wrestling we all enjoy. That match, I loved it. Like I said, it made my top 5. I'm not as big of a fan of the brutal style as I am the technical storytelling. And Edge and Seth Rollins are two of the best storytellers on the planet. So
I think it has its place. You know what I mean? That's why you don't have like a whole ton of Walters running around just beating the piss out of each other. Like
the only thing with the Edge, and I feel like they wrung out as much juice as they could out of it. I feel like it was.
To be honest, their Hell in the Cell was my favorite of their whole series.
That's what I was going to say too.
Yeah, if I was going to give a match a year to one of their matches, it would have been the Hell in the Cell.
See, but again, to me, it was less believable because halfway through the match they'd gone through 2 spots that should have put them both in the hospital. So
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. If you're going to sell it, like okay, let's just get on this. The moment Dustin hits a Canadian Destroyer through a table on Sammy Guevara, roll him in the ring and pin him. How does Sammy win the match, much less get up? How the heck?
I knew that was
it was so bad. So bad. I can't believe Rio and Britt Baker had a more believable match than the Dustin and Sammy Guevara. That was ridiculous.
I definitely could believe that they would have a more realistic match than a 74-year-old whose brother is the executive vice president of a
hey, man, Dustin can still go. Dusty can still go.
He can still go.
I don't give a shit what y'all say about him still going. There's no way he should have one of the best winning records in that promotion, and there's no reason why he needs to be on TV as much as he has. He's a special attraction. You drag him out every now and then. There's no fucking reason why that 70-year-old man, and I'm not saying he can't go. He can go. But put some stars, younger stars on TV. Not a dude that was a star before all of us were watching wrestling.
Oh, if he had,
we were almost 40, bro.
If he had won that match, I would have been madder. At least he put Sammy over. At least he put him
over. That was only his 5th loss in the last year and a half. He's like 32-5 or some shit like that, literally.
To help solidify the dark cloud that Cody's going to bring, I think Cody's going to retire his brother.
Oh man, no. Yeah, I mean, right. So. Well, because otherwise you'd have to put Dusty on TV long enough to have a story with someone.
Yep.
Yeah, Cody. I could see Cody being the man to do it.
Yeah, I could see that. I think it'd be poetic. All right.
How about just coast off into the sunset, whatever, quietly, and just walk away?
You could have a Stone Cold exit. You know, Stone Cold was no retirement match. He just went out, had a banger, and then we never saw him again.
And nobody knew but like him and Vince. That's it. Nobody knew.
That man ain't never leaving, bro. They're gonna have to wheel him out because, like you said, like honestly, he can still go. Like that's not. I'm not saying anything about his style or what he can still do. I'm saying he's 70 years old, bro.
Yep.
Like put some younger stars in there. Put his ass on Dark and Elevation and bring some of them black people over. Can we do that?
Yeah.
Let him rack up some wins on the C show and D show.
Okay. Speaking of potential matches of the year, and I'm only saying this because it will hands down be the most memorable of this year. It's just a whisper. Again, it's not even a full-blood rumor. It's just a whisper. WrestleMania's in Texas, in Dallas. If you haven't watched his show on the network on Peacock, he's as jacked as he's ever been. Could we get one more match out of Stone Cold?
No. Hell no. No.
He's done.
That man has one of the most, for how many years Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels just seemed like rocks, like undeterred. Stone Cold's got so many things going. And who was it that said it? I think it may have been Stone Cold himself. Someone commented on his physique, and it may have not been him, but they were like, "Man, you're looking jacked. You look like you're ready to have a match." And he literally said, "Like, no, I look like this because I'm not ready to have a match." He's like, "There's no way I could be match ready and be jacked at the same time."
His wife ain't having it. If you ever used to listen to his podcast, his wife is not having it.
Yeah,
that's why it ain't got nothing to do with Stone Cold.
Not even
WWE.
Not even a Vince McMahon Bret Hart match where Vince just throws himself around, lets Bret Hart beat him up. Bret Hart can't do anything.
Listen, Christine, I think that's her name. She is not having it.
Yeah, going out on your rubber match with The Rock at WrestleMania. I mean, there's nothing, and it's not like he's hurting for money. That man, he's set himself up.
He's fine.
He even talks about he don't even want to come out and do like the legend appearances and stunners and stuff like that unless there's a purpose to it. So he's not even missing just the clout from just being on WWE TV, where some other people will be like, yeah, throw me on television just for the sake of being.
I'll be honest. It said a lot to me that he showed up with no fans during the PC era and put Becky over that night. That said a lot about him. Yeah,
well, a lot of it is too. Like
kick Byron Saxton in the dick.
A lot of the times we forget that how old he was when he finally hit his peak. Like he was way older than a lot of the greats. Like he was. Let's be honest, he was damn near 40, but when he really like hit his peak and when he got injured and everything. So it's like I think it hit him a little bit differently than it did some of those other guys that had to retire a little bit early, like Shawn. Right. Again, Shawn was in the middle of his peak too, but like I said, none of them were as old as Stone Cold.
Yeah. So Shawn had a glorious rebirth, and he was 44 when he stopped. That's perfect. Right. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like so, like. I think that's a lot of it. I think he was at a better place.
Well, except for the stupid Saudi match because the Prince wanted it, but then Shawn's like, "I'm never doing this again." This is terrible.
That solidified in his head, like, yeah, that's why.
Yeah,
I said I was done because I didn't want to come out and have a bad match like that.
Exactly, absolutely. All right, we got 2 categories left. Let's hit them hard. All right, guys, male wrestler of the year. What male had a banner year in 2021?
Man, look, it's gonna be you're on one side of this or the other. I think it's Kenny Omega, and Roman obviously comes to mind, but Kenny, three different promotions, champion in 3 different promotions, juggling multiple stories, match of the year candidate, bangers, and also topped off with the story of the year with Kenny and Hangman Page. I think all of those in my books pushes him just over Roman Reigns because it's a coin toss, I think, between those two. I'm gonna go next because I think RN I need to sway him in advance. So I'm gonna go next. My pick of the year is not Kenny. It's not Roman. Okay. My pick of the year had a banger with Cesaro, had a banger with Roman, had a banger with Roman and Edge, had a banger with Roman again, had a banger with Kenny, had a banger with Suzuki on Rampage, had a banger with Dustin on Dynamite, had a baddie with Eddie Kingston on Dynamite, had a banger with Miro at Full Gear, beat up the entire Dark Order, and had 2 bangers now in the last month with Hangman Adam Page. The best wrestler and the best technical person walking the planet is Bryan Danielson. He had the best matches with anybody, and they had their best matches with him last year. You cannot tell me Bryan Danielson was not the best wrestler and the male superstar and the male wrestler of 2021. You can't. You can't.
Yeah, I can because it was Roman Reigns by far.
Roman's best matches were with Daniel Bryan.
I disagree, but my thing with Roman is this character, he completely redid everything that we know about Roman Reigns, and he's just been a dominant champion. There were literally times where me and Kyle literally were like, literally struggling to cover SmackDown after we got past.
I won't argue without Roman. without Roman, SmackDown's the C show, no question.
Right,
no question. I agree with that.
And to me, he could have been the most popular too, because like I said, like you said it yourself, number 1 in merchandising and shit, and he's a heel. Like he's been a heel for 2 years. Like, come on, man. Like he's He's about, to me, it's a no-brainer. He's the number one wrestler.
Finally, Sebastian agrees with me. Finally, Sebastian agrees with me. Kyle, please tell me I swayed you a little bit. You got to agree with me on some level.
I mean, no, he was in the top three. I mean, we've literally named all three people that I had juggled in my head.
Yeah.
It's just the accolades for me. That's what pushes it over for Kenny Omega with me, man. How often do you have a guy on a major North American broadcast carrying promotional belts for three different companies? It's just, you don't see that. That's something you might only see once in a generation. I can't remember. Did Ultimo Dragon ever touch down in WWE?
Yes. No, not WWE. Not WWE.
WCW.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Ultimo Dragon was the only other person in my mind that I could think of that popped up on a major promotion.
Yeah, but even he won all those from that one tournament. It wasn't like he.
Right.
I know, but just the visual
of him walking out draped in eight belts.
Yeah.
8 belts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what does it for me, man. Is that because RN's not wrong in everything about Roman, and Roman is honestly, out of the three guys, the only crossover star, or has the most potential to be a crossover star, to make it in movies and television and stuff. And he's had the best year of his career. But God dang, man, it's hard for me not to back Kenny in this.
Well, I mean, Kenny's probably my second or third favorite wrestler. So like I'm not disagreeing with you at all. Like in the belt, I really wish that they had went full blown in with the belt collector shit and then just stopped at those two promotions that they had something with. Like they could have got way more out of that and pressed that a little bit more. But I don't know. I just think that I think that Roman being the number one guy in the number one promotion, number one in merchandising and all that, like I just feel like how can you not pick him to be wrestler of the year?
I just can't forget that every single person that Bryan Daniels has stepped in the ring with, that was their best match of the year because he was in it. And he's also the only guy, if the referee hadn't taken that bump, he made Roman tap. Roman tap.
Man.
If Bryan had won at least one championship, I might be on board.
That's the other thing. He didn't need one, and he was that good. He didn't need one.
No. I think that I don't think that we give championships enough credit for what they do. A championship.
No, I agree with that.
Stamp on you. Like, yes, he put on bangers. Yes, all that's true, but he still hasn't been a world champion in 3 years, maybe? Was it 2 or 3 years?
And where I give Roman the edge is he started 2021 as a champion and he ended 2021 as a champion and never lost it in the middle. I agree with that.
That's all I'm saying.
So if I have to, again, this was tough for me. This was a 60-40 split. Roman was my number 2, but I'm really having a hard time losing this because, God, man, this is hard.
You gotta see, like you guys, listen, loud noises.
I love lamp.
Who's taking the most boxes though? Who's taking it? It's Kenny. Championship
not for
titles.
Me. Not for me.
Listen,
Bangers
honestly, Kyle, I can't give you that one because the whole WWE doesn't let their wrestlers go anywhere else. AEW, let's be honest, is not. It's damn near. It's a glorified indie company, so they can have all their guys wrestle other places and
right.
shit. So like, if the WWE would let Roman go somewhere, you don't think he'd have 20 fucking titles from other?
But isn't one of the reasons why you guys were so high on Deonna Purrazzo was she had both the Knockouts title and the AAA title?
The reason I'm high on
AAA title she just won like a couple months.
Yeah, the reason I'm high on Deonna is because, again, like I said, I didn't have a clue who she was in January, and I know absolutely who she is now. So
this man came out to fucking Space Jam. Come on, man.
And that's supposed to impress me? He's still,
yes.
As Jim Cornette says,
terrible. That was one of the worst things.
Terrible. Terrible.
And the Ghostbuster shit too.
Terrible.
Like, don't bring those up.
Yeah, big bout machine Kenny dressed in a jumpsuit thinking he's going to zap a ghost. That's impressive.
Because wrestling is a silly sport and doesn't need its players to be too serious.
And then on top of that, he had on team fucking Jordans. The worst, like the corniest fucking like.
See, I know nothing about the sneaker world, so I wouldn't know.
This is our end. This is our end giving Dre's notes in the session.
Bro, he had on team. Everybody else got on retros. He had on the literally like 8th grade basketball team Jordans because they don't want to get real Jordans because they don't want to push people out because they can't afford them. So they just get team Jordan.
And Seb makes my point. Bryan Danielson had bangers with all the WWE top guys, but then moved into AEW and had bangers with all their top guys. So
you know what? I don't want to be on the losing team. So if you guys aren't gonna jump ship like this quick, I'm gonna have to because I don't want to be the one to lose. I'm gonna agree with Bama. It's Danielson.
Oh my
Team
God!
AEW.
Thank you, thank you.
Terrible choice, but okay.
I was on the verge of going to RN because I know
you were.
The only
I know you were.
Yeah, because the only
I wasn't budging. I'm just sorry. Like the number one guy in the number one promotion, number one selling merchandise. Like the only reason to watch SmackDown, like those are the boxes that mean the needle mover shit. That he literally has a shirt for that I'm about to purchase. That's the thing to me that matters most. I'm sorry. Like, it just does.
Well, my mission in this wasn't for Danielson to win. It was for Kenny to lose. Anyway. I'm kidding, Kyle. I love you.
It's all good. I honestly, I mean, this is just a silly award show. All three guys. And I'm
not arguing Kenny's technical ability. The dude is one of the best on the planet, no question. Just sell a freaking move, man, and tell me his story. That's all I want. Anyway.
He told a story with Omega, man, over the whole year. It was a good story.
It was all right.
It's all right.
It was all right.
And a lot of it is too like that's the AEW thing because when he was in Japan, he did sell. He sold for Okada.
Oh man, I will say that thing. I still am waiting on. It might never happen just because their styles evolve over time. But
right.
I am envious of not seeing like a New Japan Okada match in AEW yet, but. At the same time, look at the injury rate in New Japan as well.
Do we know why? Do we know why the door is somewhat closed on that? Kenta came over, so why are they not collaborating?
Well, I don't mean a matchup with a New Japan guy. Just the style of matches that he was having with Okada.
I'm just saying,
like they were some of the hardest hitting. It's like if Walter could move, like a freaking cruiserweight, know, but still retain the physicality.
Okada,
but honestly, Okada's the only one that ain't never been injured. Like he's literally the only one that hasn't had a major injury.
Knock on wood. Took a freaking dragon suplex from the top rope.
So Okada's like the Miz of New Japan.
Shut up.
He doesn't get hurt.
Did you ever see the Omega Okada?
I've only seen highlights.
Trilogy?
I've only seen highlights of it. No,
Bama, you got to knock out that trilogy. That and then watch.
It's the one set of matches where Dave Meltzer really got it right.
Yeah, that not only that, watch as a prequel. Mm-hmm. Watch his match against Tetsuya Naito to get him that first match with Okada. Those are my four favorite New Japan matches.
I know the story. I've just never sat down and watched them. But yeah,
and the Naito Jericho matches were fire too.
Yep.
Yeah, they weren't bad. Jericho oddly had some really good New Japan matches. Like very, very good actually.
Yep. All right. Final category, guys. Let's bring it in with a bang. What was your 2021 moment of the year? And I think this is going to be the first time we're all in a big unanimous agreement.
CM Punk.
CM Punk.
It's CM Punk, dude.
Punk.
His debut on Rampage. Jesus Christ.
That shit gave me literal goosebumps. I haven't felt like that about a moment in wrestling. And I said it that night in years. Like, I've never felt that through the TV on a dinky-ass 1 hour show on a Friday night.
Right.
I literally never am home on a Friday night, and I stayed home just to watch that moment, and it was damn well worth it.
You felt like you were witnessing a piece of wrestling history.
Piece nothing. It was wrestling history. It absolutely was. It absolutely was. No question.
You could feel the electricity through the TV screen.
Yeah, it was that was another 65-35 for me. The only one that came anywhere close in emotion to me was WrestleMania seeing fans back. I was like, oh God, please normal.
Yeah, no, you're right.
That got me emotional. I'm like, oh, we're coming back. We're coming back. That got me emotional. So
the farewell. Now this one wasn't close to match of the year, but to compound on that, the farewell night to Daly's place that AEW held before they went back on tour again.
Yeah,
and they ran the montage of the whole time they'd been in Daly's place and stuff. That was really, really good.
Now the tribute to Brodie Lee, that was 2020, right? Or was it early 2021?
No, that was 2020.
That was 2020. Okay.
I'm fairly certain because I think he passed in November, and I think
Right.
the tribute show was in December.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. That was. Yeah. I mean, yeah, but no question. There was a moment. I don't know if you guys remember. I shot the video. I literally reached for the TV, like, "Oh my God, this is happening." When he walked out, I'm like, "This is actually happening." There were so many people that were like, "This is a ploy. MJF's going to come out wearing a hoodie, or they're just trying to get him. They're trying to get a buy." I was like, "There's no way this is real." And I was like, "I have to see it. They can hit the music all they want. I have to see him walk out and him be there." And when it happened, I'm like, "Oh God, here we go." So. You're right.
Yeah. The Fight for the Fallen, man, was when they dropped, I think, the first hint on television.
Best in the world.
Darby Allin cutting that line, best in the world. Dude, the crowd lost their mind. Jesus. If you have it, Bama, I know you're not like the highest person, but I know you still appreciate AEW. Go to a live show, man. Go to a Dynamite. The crowd is rabid.
They never come this way. Me and Bama were the closest we probably get. It's like Chicago.
They came to Indy one time. I'm trying to remember how long ago. It was like 3 months ago. They came to Indy one time. They were in Cincinnati, closer to you. When John Moxley was still there. Yeah.
Do you guys still have like restrictions on your venues and stuff, like capacity and stuff?
Indiana's pushing a little bit, but I mean, and we just had the national championship there last night, and it was packed to capacity. So it's they're limiting stuff like that. The problem with me is because of what I do as a pastor, Wednesday's a work day for me, so I'd have to go to a Rampage or a pay-per-view. So,
well, there's stuff I think Rampage is shot on.
Every now and then they'll do it live. Every now and then they'll do it live. So yeah, I have to watch. But yeah, man. I definitely would love to. I definitely would love to feel that reaction for sure. So that was our moment of the year. Well deserved. All right, Hall of Fame. Let's put our.
I can't wait, man. I can't wait.
Let's put our 6 in.
All right, I'll kick it off. And it's the same rule applies here. So out of your 3 picks, if any of them line up with any of our 3 picks,
right,
they're in,
Right.
So 6 out of the 9 will go in tonight. Oh man, I can't wait. So the most obvious one is the one I've been using as the example. Are we all in agreement? Natalia.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, Natty makes it.
Natty
Hall of Famer.
Natty is going in. Natty is going in.
She is the official
700 hours of content the last year, 2 years.
Dude, RN, I almost tagged you. Did you see that training video that Ali did with his student?
No, I didn't see it.
Ali did this cool training video where at the very end of the video he puts on a sharpshooter facing forward. So he's got so he pulls the legs through from the back, crosses them, and then turns them over. And Natty posted and said, "I have to do it this way." And I almost tagged you and said, "At least you'll learn how to do it one way."
Oh my gosh! Quick disclaimer in case you guys have come into the show late. Our Hall of Fame is not a prestigious Hall of Fame. This is
right.
These are the wrestlers and personalities that have gotten the biggest reactions out of the Smacked Raw crew,
right?
Good or bad throughout the last year,
right?
So that explains Natalia going in because RN pretty much goes on a rant.
He had a whole mute RN on her.
Yes, he did a whole video dedicated to Natalia.
Yep.
So yeah, that's why. All right, man. One of y'all go ahead, kick off your next.
RN, you got here.
Nominee.
You got here before me. Give us one of yours.
NXT Black and Gold.
Black and Gold.
The whole brand. The whole brand. Can we do that?
I mean, it can. I guess it's
either that or Triple H. It's either that or Triple H. If you want me to amend it to Triple H, I'll do that.
I'm okay with Triple H.
Oh man.
Triple H. I love the concept though. I really do. I'm trying to think if we ever created a graphic, who's in it? Will we just have the old logo there? Is that what we would have?
Yeah,
probably.
I mean, because for me, like NXT is how I started on this show.
Yeah,
that's true.
It was my favorite wrestling show by far for the past 5 years.
Right.
And they murdered it a few months ago. So I mean, postpartum entered into the Hall of Fame. Why not?
I can go with that. Well, yeah, okay. NXT and Black and Gold for the Hall of Fame. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go. That's 2
okay.
For me.
Yes, sir.
All right. And going along with NXT, he was a big topic of conversation as a fan of it, but also all the lingering speculation about him and also what he's done since moving over to AEW. I'm going to put out there Adam Cole. We've talked about him a lot the last year.
We have talked about him a lot. But
I'm
garnished?
I was gonna say I'm just gonna disagree on that one because I feel like he encapsulates NXT black and gold.
So you're gonna group him in because we talked about him a lot because of the black and gold.
Right. I feel like he is like him and Triple H are, to me, are the two things most synonymous with the black and gold.
And we don't have to outright reject anybody like here and now. We can say, hey, let's double back if we have some slots open.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say throw Adam Cole on the back burner for now.
Okay.
I'm gonna go for one of the best moments of the Smacked Raw, the show's history, and it wasn't even done by one of us. Jackson Riker for
Warren Hayes
for one episode where Warren Hayes just was able to just rehash this Jackson Riker
destroyed our
joke.
draft.
He
that
did.
Shit destroyed
it.
God.
We all took the draft so seriously, and he just made a mockery of it, and it was so funny.
Able to bring up Jackson Riker throughout an entire episode, and every time he brought him up,
we all laughed.
It was fresh and it was funny. I think Jackson Riker deserves a spot in the 2020 Smacked Raw Hall of Fame.
I said we throw him in already. I mean,
probably the only Hall of Fame he's going to be in. So,
right. But is that Jackson Riker or is that Warren Hayes?
That's a good point.
Remember, this is towards the wrestlers.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Jackson.
Because otherwise we're saying, is it Natalia or is it RN? You know what I mean? So it's
okay.
Yeah.
RN's in it already. Come on. All right. Well then, RN, where do you?
Well, two of mine are already gone because I picked Natalia and then.
So who's your number 3?
NXT. Yeah.
So my third is going to be who did I have? Let's check my stuff first. Sorry. My third is going to be Tony Khan.
Tony Khan. Oh man,
not a talent, but I see your point.
Well, yeah, like I said, they don't have to be. That's why I said personalities too.
Right. For the good and I picked him for the good and the bad. For the good with getting CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, making a bunch of matches happen that we thought never would. But for the bad, for being a fucking idiot, needing to put Twitter down. So,
and I mean, we have had to talk about Tony Khan a lot.
A lot.
So then, do we flip the coin and say, well, then if he's in, Vince has to be in?
It's true. I mean,
it's quiet on most fronts, so that's why.
Yeah, we talk more about Nick Khan nowadays than Vince.
Right. It would be Nick Khan.
Vince's actions speak louder than his words.
I say like Adam Cole. We throw it on the back burner. We see what mine and Bama's other picks are, and then we'll come back. He's in free agency right now. He's in Hall of Fame free agency.
Right. Okay, well, if we're based on the hate and the vitriol that I've given, and also, but just like you guys have both said, matches of the year candidates, I got to put in there the Young Bucks.
You do go on a lot of Young Buck rants, don't you?
I do, and you guys go on a lot of Young Buck love fests. So,
and anytime we want to insult you, it's usually during like a Young Bucks topic.
Yeah.
Did we have any big moments talking about the Young Bucks? Can we all think of anything like that was like Bama threatened to quit the show or something? And
I had 3 rants on 3 separate shows about them, and then but I mean I will say this: what I don't like about them in the ring, they make up for in personality. They make up for in the subtle things I wish they would do more of in the ring while they're wrestling. One of my favorite moments ever was at the end of Hangman and Kenny's match. Just that acting moment. Nick on one side, Matt on the other. When they had that torn moment, and Matt just looked up at him and said, "Take the hit, buddy. Take it." I was like, "Okay, do that in your matches with your moves because that's storytelling." So, yeah.
Oh man, yeah, I'll put the Young Bucks in. Why not, man?
Why not?
Yeah, that makes sense.
They're polarizing and they do bring us much joy giving Bama shit about it. But yeah, I'm
all right.
My last one. I mean, good grief. I made it no secret how much I love her. I got to go the man, Becky Lynch.
You do go on Love Fest rants.
And y'all spent
very frequent.
And y'all spent a whole episode on how SummerSlam was a mistake, the heel turn was a mistake, how the matches she's had since she's come back, we've all talked about how it's probably some of the best work she's had yet. And I'm not going to lie, she's not there yet, but it's getting close. Y'all remember how much we were all burying Bayley's heel turn, and then about 6 months in, we were like, "Hey, I think it's working on me." Becky's almost there with me. I'm starting to actually not like her. It's actually starting to work.
You know what?
I'm already on that train.
Well,
I'm already on that train. Like I'm actively rooting for her and Seth to be a two couple power trip, and both of them have the titles. Like I'm on record just last week saying that's one of my predictions for this year, and it's looking like it's about to damn happen. I just hope they actually acknowledge that that's who they're talking about when they talk about their husband or wife, because they still never say each other's name. They just say my smoking husband or my hot wife. They never genuinely say Seth Rollins or Becky is my wife or husband. So
right.
I don't agree with the pick because I feel like the jury's still out.
Well, my thing is like I said, my whole thing was like, who's gotten the most like
she gets a lot of
out
airtime.
Us.
Yeah.
And between Tony Khan, Adam Cole, and Becky Lynch, like I said, Becky Lynch has to win. He's constantly proclaiming his love for her all the time. We did dedicate an entire huge portion of that SummerSlam episode just dogging the piss out of that decision.
Yeah.
I think out of the three, content-wise, Becky's made the most sense because we've talked about her.
So that's number 4, so we need 2 more spots.
I thought that was 6.
Nah.
No.
The other thing we didn't vote on, you just said what your picks were.
So are we going to put?
The only thing we agreed on.
Shit! I thought we had already put the other ones in. Okay.
So are we going to move Tony Khan off the back burner in?
Well, here's what I thought we had in. We have Black and Gold.
Mm-hmm.
We've got
Natalia. Now you got Becky.
We've got Becky, Jackson Riker,
and
I forgot about Jackson.
Oh yeah, and the Young Bucks. That's 5.
and the Young Bucks. That's 5.
We need 1 more.
And who's left? You got Tony Khan and
Tony Khan and Adam Cole. But I agree with RN. The majority of the talk about Adam Cole was his debut and the Black and Gold time. So it goes along the
NXT.
NXT.
I mean,
we could say Jeff Hardy because we've ranted on him a lot.
we want to just throw Jeff on in here really quick.
I think Jeff Hardy is the one. I didn't even think about it, but yeah, we've spent hours shitting on Jeff Hardy.
And not to mention, not just shitting on it, but just introspective stuff too.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, Jeff. Yeah, throw Jeff in there. First ballot, right there. There's your 6.
There we go. There's our 6.
There's your 6.
And we're all just counting down until he and Matt show up in AW as the Hardy Boys.
Right.
Yeah, man. Because they own that name, right? They're allowed to do that. Shit anyway.
Yeah, they own it. They own it.
Yeah, they can do that everywhere.
Surely. Okay. Do we have any last minute things we need to do or talk about and what's coming up soon?
I am actively, so if any of our fellow podcast friends are out there, I'm actively actually doing working on the next episode of UWO. So if you guys are interested in popping up and going off on some terrible takes on Twitter, reach out to either my personal Twitter handle at the Kai Tai Show, or reach out to the show's handle as well as SmackDraw Pod, and let me know you're interested in working together. And it's always some fun. If you haven't checked out on YouTube, we have a whole playlist dedicated to the UWO shows. They are easily one of the funnest shows to produce and take part in. I'm only jealous that I've never been on the other side of it, you know, where I get to just go on rants. But that's my thing. So, but anyways, that's all I got. Is I'm working on UWO.
All right. Well, I've got coming up on January 27th, we're going to be doing the Royal Rumble Check Your Temperature. That's going to be interesting to see what everybody's takes are going to be on that. And then I've got a couple of shows coming up here in February that I'll be able to talk about here in the next couple of weeks, but I'm excited about that as well. RN, put yourself over. What you got going on in the dog kennel, the Mean Jelly Bean, and everything else you're working on?
I got a couple dog shows coming up. We're going to head up to in February. Mean Jelly Bean, we got some stuff. We got some videos we're going to start recording here in the next couple of weeks. So we'll definitely have some content around Valentine's Day. That's normally when we start our year off.
Right.
And that's pretty much it. Don't forget to check us out, Mean Jelly Bean Memes, Mean Jelly Bean Productions on YouTube. Go ahead and hit the like and subscribe out there too. Share some of that fire.
All right. Awesome. And again, Kyle, where can they find us on Twitter and on YouTube? On Twitch and on YouTube.
All right. So twitch.tv/SmackDraw is where you can find us. Hit that follow button, even subscribe if you'd like to as well. That'd be cool. And then not only do we have all this wonderful Twitch content, the Bama Slammer, and of course the rewind that we shoot. You might find me just randomly dicking around with some video games on here, whether they be mobile games or games or PC games. You might find some gaming content if you're into that too.
Are you still Are you still doing your online poker, or are you tired of losing money?
So I played last night, and I learned that I will never visit a roulette table.
Oh no!
I've never lost money so fast.
Wow.
I swear to God, I am not made. I need to do some research. But I'll still. I plan on actually streaming some more VR stuff, because actually now that you can see like all these posters and everything, this is actually cleared out a ton of room, which will make it easier for me to shoot VR content in here as well. So you can expect some of that stuff coming up. But subscribe. I think we just broke into 370.
I think so.
Subscribers
on YouTube.
YouTube. Yeah, youtube.com/SmackDraw Podcast. Definitely help us grow that channel. We're working on it. We definitely want to get us up to 1,000. So head on over there, like and subscribe. We always have more content coming. We're always dicking around with some ideas. Like we're definitely going to be doing a lot more mute RNs around the corner. Me and RN just got to get on the ball with that stuff. And then whenever me and Bama feel like it, every now and then we'll clip and edit some short form videos and throw them up there.
Absolutely. Well. And the next episode of the Rewind is Sunday night. Is that correct?
Yep. Yeah, Sunday. Sunday. 9 p.m. I think is what we shoot now. Consistently. Anything happen juicy wise? We might have a little bit of a teaser we want to talk about on Sunday, RN.
Nothing yet. I mean, it's only Tuesday. We still got some.
We could. Hey, look. We could. You know what? Here it is. I'll throw out our first topic. You guys tell us if you like it or not. After all the complaints about where did Jay Lethal go? The very next day he popped up on Dark Elevation, tagging with Sunny Kiss. We'll talk about that.
RN called it. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I literally sent the tweet out.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
And I tagged Tony Kahn in it. Like, bro.
So that'll be one of our topics, man. We'll bring that shit up. Absolutely. Yeah, Jay Lethal appeared on
he
Dark
was literally
Elevation.
at the top of the card at ROH the entire last year and a half, 2 years.
Not only top, I would call him the face of ROH for years.
Literally,
he was.
He held I think last year he might have held every damn title in the company last year.
Yep.
And then he comes to Dark Elevation.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Like I said, we'll talk about it Sunday.
Yeah, save your content for that.
9 p.m.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you guys can see on the screen, you can follow me at BamaDave24. You can follow Kyle at The Kai Tai Show. You can follow RN at Mr.8984. And you can follow our brand at SmackDraw Podcast. And you can follow the Bammer Slammer at Bammer Slammer. And so we appreciate you guys joining us. It has been an awesome 6 months for me. RN, how long have you been on the show?
It's what? Yesterday. It would be 2 years.
Holy shit, RN. Damn, man.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
I just realized that it was in January. Yeah, January 10th. 2-year anniversary.
January 10th.
That's
I'm
awesome.
To write that shit down.
Yep. That's awesome.
I've been on the show since it started, man. You know.
That's incredible. That's incredible. Yeah. Anyway, but I mean, all right. I appreciate you guys coming on. This has been our 2021 Smack Raw Awards. Leave us your comments and your thoughts. Did we get it right? Are we dead wrong? We probably are on a couple of them, but tell us why. And we're going to be paying very close attention this year because the 2022 Smack Raw Awards, when they happen, I'm sure we're going to have a whole new list of names, and we'll see if any of them carry over again. But
it's going to be on it. Early prediction. Hook will be on it.
I definitely will agree with that. But anyway, until the next time we drop the hammer, this has been the 2021 Smack Raw Awards here on the Bammer Slammer. Have a good night, everybody.